Reality, I guess. You know, Chase, some of you watched the other videos don't know. I was in the hospital, and I told Darlene, I was like, you know, from what I'm understanding, it was a mild stroke. And reality is, you sit and think about your life. And you think about, damn, I've always said, are you ready? You can't live a moment, that thief on the cross moment. And reality is you know death was knocking. God kept me here for whatever reason. It could be many reasons, but I do know that, in reality, I started thinking about how jacked up Walmart is. And I just can't. I can't even sit in reality think about what a jacked up freaking company, man. They want to go off for pre-existing arthritis in my hip, but I worked my butt off for that company. And I showed up for work every day, drove 2.5 hours up every freaking day. And when it was time for me to go home, it ran every freaking load, every hour I possibly have. And it was like, I know people that were leaving and getting what these special treatment type things, but I'm like, well, why in the hell does these people get to do it? But I got to give every bit of it out there. But in reality, it is what it is. You can't argue with truth. You can't argue with what people think. You know, uh, we're in the time right now where Lucifer is just preparing the pathway. And now I got to go see all these doctors and stuff, and they ran all these tests. And I mean, uh, it's the most ridiculous thing you ever hear when you hear a doctor say, "Well, you need to get sleep." How am I supposed to get sleep if you got me in a room with somebody that is yelling and screaming and all night long, and the fact that they just don't let you sleep? I mean, it's constantly. I mean, how much you have a machine that the cuff's constantly on. Why do you need to keep coming in and checking blood pressure and checking all this stuff? I mean, I get it because I'm on a heart unit floor, and you got to check my heart rate. You got to check all that. I mean, I get it. I'm not dumb. I mean, but what I'm saying is, if I'm under all this stress and I'm under everything that's going on, then and I need sleep, then you think you would put me in a freaking room where I could sleep. And I'm just gonna say hi to everybody. I can't see anything, and because I don't have my glasses on, but hi to everybody. Thanks for being here, and just bear with me, okay? Um, I had a mild stroke, and I'm still re- recouping, regrouping from it. And um, uh, I, I had a couple people reach out to me in email saying, uh, "Yeah, I could tell by some of your videos. You're like, wasn't you?" It's amazing how some people can catch this stuff, and you only know me by watching videos. And you know, I've been treated a lot of ways growing up and where I've been in life, but freaking Walmart, I don't understand. I'm telling you, I don't understand how in the hell these people they paid. I'm convinced. And I mean, if you guys would know the path line of these doctors, I'm convinced they paid these freaking doctors to say whatever the hell they wanted them to do. I mean, there was even one doctor that had to follow a guideline of get these questions answered for them, but other doctors that claimed that I was capable of going back to work because I drove myself in the car 15 minutes up the road to go to this doctor when I was told I had to be there. Well, at the time, Darlene got sick, and running to the bathroom sick. I guess you all understand what I'm saying. It just came out of nowhere. And I said, I gotta go. I cannot miss this. This guy's now questioning. I'm like, dude, I'm walking, barely walking with a cane. And you're telling me I'm okay to go back to work. Now, Walmart's policy is you hurt, once you go back, they send you straight back up to get, to um, Seymour, Indiana. You go back through your drive test and that kind of stuff for 3 days, and you go back to work. Now all of a sudden, what a bunch of freaking liars! Because I'm like, okay, well your doctors are saying this, so I'm capable of going back to work, but you won't hire me back because you know damn well that I'm not. And the doctors, they're looking at the X-rays and they're saying, "Man, you got your your shoulders are jacked up, your hips jacked up, your knees jacked up." Yeah, because of my arthritis, my pre-existing arthritis in my left hip, was that's what made me fall in the ice. It just happened to be that that ice was there, and my arthritis made me fall. Um, am I the only one here with common sense going, what the hell is this? But instead, all my life, people, I'm sure if you've been watching these videos long enough, I don't brag about myself. I don't want pity. I don't want any of it. I'm just trying to help people with everyday problems, everyday life, demonic crap, and everything else that goes on. And I mean, I'm a firm believer that I don't down education at all. Congratulations if you got degrees and masters and bachelors and all that kind of stuff. Congrats. I hope you can use it because today there's so many people that are going into uh, schools and stuff and can't use it, but then they got a huge freaking bills to pay off. I just think it's the dumbest damn crap I've ever seen in my life. This government, I have no respect for it, none. I think they're abusing the crap out of us, and we're sitting there taking it. I'll tell you one thing we need to do is we people united we stand. I literally think we should just boycott, all of us. Just boycott. We're not going to work. We're not paying taxes. We're not paying the IRS. We're not paying property taxes no more. The hell with you people. Because you work for the government and you get this cushy job and you're making six figures, but you don't pay taxes, you don't pay property taxes, you don't pay any kind of taxes. Y'all get these luxury vacations and crap paid for by us. But it's our own damn fault because we the people put the idiots in there, and I hate to say it like that. God forgive me. And there's no excuse, but I'm not making excuses, but I'm still fighting to get through some of this stuff. Um, but but I spent a couple days sitting there thinking about life. The thief on the cross moment. Uh, then I kept thinking, man, am I right? Am I right with Jesus? Because I still got numbness in my cheek. I guess my face was drooping pretty good on this side, but I don't know. It When you work very hard all your life and you finally feel like the American dream, you buy a house and you don't have to move around no more. And this place has been peace, that I know that this is home. That I'm never going to have to move and do anything unless it's choice. And now Walmart pretty much stopped paying workman's comp because what doctor says, oh, he's good, go back to work. I can't get nobody to hire me. I physically can't go back and do. I did some string trimming today that was out of control, and it took me almost all freaking day. The damn thing run out of string in the back of the yard, and I have not got back there in months. You when you battle life, and you battle demons, and you battle all this stuff, all I keep thinking about going, I don't see the justification how a company can get away. I don't care if you're self-insured or not. And I do have a lawyer. It's NRS. It's supposed to be one of the best injured lawyers, workman's comp deals, and all this stuff. I don't see it, people. I really don't. I mean, I've sent messages trying to get stuff in there. I finally got to keep calling. I got to keep sending emails. It's like you don't exist. It's like they sent me to this therapist, and the deal was as long as Walmart is paying you and it's not coming out of a settlement or anything like that. I never thought it was going to ever come down to a settlement. Okay, I have exactly coming into this household. I think it's $1,900 right now. My freaking mortgage is almost $1,500. I'm about to lose every freaking thing, and I keep trusting in God. And the last thing I want to do is walk up to Darlene and go, "We're about to lose everything," because I'm telling you right now, you know, I'll just put my knee braces and stuff on. I mean, I got the elastic bands and stuff I can put on, and I can stomach through passing physicals. Is it right? No. Can it damage me more? Yes. But I'll be damned if I'm gonna let everything go down a freaking drain. It's been the worst almost 2 years of my life. I can honestly say everything I've been through, I have never in my life. I just see the unjust people. When the Lord told me that right would be wrong and wrong would be right, up would be down and down would be up, left would be right and right would be left, forward would be backwards and backwards forward. Whatever you believe in truth, it will not be true. There's no justification. There's no legal reasoning to none of this. How is it that a company can do what they do? You know, let me just see who's on. Maybe I'll give you a shout out. What do they say? Shout out. Nelson, are you in the KKK? What the hell are you talking about? Am I in the KKK? Shanaka Sanaki? I don't even know how to pronounce your word. What do you do for work? I don't know if you're still on here, but I had to put my glasses on just to be able to read it because I can't see anymore. Uh, well, let me tell you, I started out uh, bussing tables and washing dishes when I was 15 years old. Lied about my age, and um, we didn't really lie. They didn't really ask back then. I just looked older than what I was. So I worked in kitchens for a long time. I got into landscaping, and I did landscaping along with. In between that, I was delivering newspapers in the morning, and I had 3 nights a week. I was loading trucks at the 7-Up dealership. So you can add all that into there. I'm a universal HVAC technician. I can work in department stores. I can go into regular stores, restaurants, work on the HVACs, residentials. I got a long history of remodeling and maintenance work, truck driver, and that's what I was doing when I got hurt. So, I've done waterproofing, roofing, you name it. I mean, I've always worked. I've always stayed busy, and so hope that answers your question, Carson. If you ever come back on and watch this video afterwards, uh, Jamie, hello. Guess it's Jamie. I don't know. Crystalline. I guess. Are you okay? Uh, I don't know. I honestly, um, I don't know. And for once in my life, um, Rose Anna, hi to you too. It it is sad, but it's life, people. This is where we're at in the darkness, and we have to be the light. Whether you follow Jesus Christ or not. Um, if you watch these videos long enough, if not, go watch the Hell video. I got one that's on with Randy K. I don't know if you have just punching Randy K and punching my name and punching Hell Test. Go to Randy K, punch in my name, or you can watch it here on this YouTube channel. Uh, the Hell Testimony. I'm telling you, you watch it on here and you watch it on there, nothing changes. It's the same stuff because it's true. I lived it, it breathed it, and that was reality to me. You know, uh, evil exists, whether we want to believe it or not. Jesus exists, and ignorance is ignorance. I mean, I don't care what skin color you are. I have respect for everybody until the respect is gone. There is no bad people. People are just you do what you feel is right. This skin color stuff's got to stop. Hatred starts at home, people. It starts at home, okay? And I don't know why in the world you're asking me if I'm in the KKK. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Um, I mean, what possessed you to even ask me that? I mean, I don't get it. Do you think I'm a racist? I don't know what your national. I don't know if you're African American. I don't know American African, whatever you want to be called. I don't know if you're from Spain. I don't know if you're from Africa. I don't know where you're from. But what I'm saying is, why would you? I mean, it'd be like me saying, if you're American African, do you hate? Are you a Black Panther? It's that area in life, that it's just I put up with so much garbage, and I'm not putting up with it no more. Got it. Let me see. What the hell is this? What the heck is going on? Fresno, I guess that's how you pronounce it. I don't know if you're a girl or a guy, but hi. I had to put my glasses back on because I'm trying to see what this message was that uh, it's held for review. I agree with one thing. I don't understand what this person said that YouTube is blocking it. Obviously, it's probably from the person asking if I was in the KKK. No, I'm not in the Ku Klux Klan, but I'll tell you, one time I was in the demonic realm. Uh, I don't I don't technically I don't hate a certain skin color because, as you can see, the longer I stay outside, I get darker than this. It's that Native American in me. Um, uh, because I talk about rights. I talk about what people would, I talk about the stuff that really nobody really wants to talk about, but I talk about life in general. You got to think about this. Ignorance is what you show in life. And, what you show in your household and what you allow children to grow up under you, they whatever you do, they're going to do. But we have a choice to change it. You have a choice to believe what you want to believe. You can call racism, you can call this. You go back and watch the videos and stuff where I even talked about. I mean, every Friday night I got jumped by 6 black guys. Even when I gave them the money, a lot of time my sister was pregnant at the time. I'd hand her money and tell her to just keep walking because we had to eat. I got mixed grandchildren. Um, KKK, huh? All right. Well, that's about all that. That's about all the time I'm giving you because may God have mercy on you because people like you are the ones that brings the darkness into the world. You got to be careful when you're pushing buttons and opening up stuff on people because there's people that can usually just take your information that you post on there. It's not hard to find out who people are these days, and it's really not hard to especially the background I come from, I could simply just look at that and take that information of the KKK and put your name into it and put attachments onto there and make your life upside down real fast. That's the power of the demonic. You obviously need some Jesus, man, uh, or woman, whatever you are. I believe you're probably somebody that knows me but don't know me, or you're going off and somebody's using you for a pawn, or you're one of these vicious trolls that I've been dealing with. Uh, this is the stuff that kills me, man. This is the stuff that whether you get some kind of kick out of this, whatever it is, but the reality is you're just ignorant. I mean, just plain ignorant. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's I ain't wasting my time on this. Now what are they blocking? Not many people are in the KKK. I don't know if anybody's in the KKK. I know a lot of people in the Black Panther, and I know a lot of people that call me Ghost and call me Cracker and spit at me. And you want to talk about racism? Holy criminy, man! What the hell is that? I mean, I didn't do nothing to you. You go back through slavery, people, and I've said this before, and I get a lot of crap over it. You go back to slavery before the African Americans were even slaves. Okay, most of the people, even go back and look, people, look. Okay, do your homework before you start saying this stuff. Your own people sold your own people. There was black people selling black people. It's no different than sex trafficking and all the stuff today, okay? There's no freaking there's a lot of people that work and love their jobs, cleaning and doing all the stuff like that. It doesn't matter, okay? I'm not saying it's right, but you go back to the Egyptian days and look what they did to the Jews. I mean, they were dipping them in oil and burning them as human candles for light. They basically, we're all slaves. We're slaves to this jacked up government. We the people need to stand the we the people up and tell them we've had enough. But we won't. We boycott stores like Walmart. Let me tell you, Walmart is the worst freaking company in the damn world. Because I got pre-existing arthritis to them, and I get hurt driving a truck. I slipped on ice because they're so damn cheap. They can't even put salt down. But it's my fault. My arthritis, it made me fall. My arthritis made my left leg come all the way behind my back and come up to my right side. My arthritis made it. But funny how I passed all their tests. I passed 4 days of boot camp up in Seymour, Indiana. But it kills me how they can claim arthritis now. So they stop all payments. And, luckily we got $1,900 and some change coming in. And our mortgage is almost $1,500. So I'm sitting here, just got out of the hospital with a stroke and all this crap, and you want to come on here with racism crap. Let me tell you where you can shove your racism crap. You can shove it right back into your thoughts where you came from, because I got a problem with all people, Christians, churches. I don't care what skin color you are. You want to act ignorant, then you are what you are. You show who you are. Look at this. There's a lot of gangs out there, and I don't care what skin color you are, man. You know, you guys want to say your people and you want to say all this crap, but the thing of it is, your people are destroying your own people's stuff. These riots, you guys are getting paid to go in there and tear up cities and stuff and tear up. I'll still never forget that hairdresser lady that got her store all jacked up. Over what a cop did. I'm not saying these cops are right. I'm not saying the cops are wrong. All I'm saying is you're tearing up your people's stuff. That woman, that hairdresser. Oh, I don't know if she lost her thing after. I mean, all races went into the targets and busted down the doors and busted it, because I was working for the company at the time. I was doing the building maintenance, and I'm like dumbfounded. And then I remember when Target said, if the African American race wants to take a break and it's not your official lunch break and they want that extra break, we were supposed to give up one of our breaks. And I was like, excuse me? What? You want me to do what? Give up one of your breaks? Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Our blood is the same damn blood. We came from the same creator, God. We come from the same family line as Adam and Eve. Uh-uh. I don't give a shit what skin color you are. What you're asking me to do is not rights. There's a guy, I watched a video when I was in the hospital. I was just laying there, couldn't sleep. Uh, Sometimes your roommates is ridiculous. I mean, honestly, I don't know how they can leave me in a room like that and expect me to get sleep. I think I got like 2 hours sleep that night. And I was watching this video where the guy was talking about racism, and he was talking about the rights, and we got Asian Day, we got this day, we got Jamaican Day, and LGP2 NOPQRSTUV rights and stuff. The Gay Pride Month and all this garbage. My thing is, why do you people try so hard to be cram that crap down our throat? If we don't accept it, you don't accept it. I don't care if you're gay, okay? I don't care if you want to flamboyantly dress like a woman and you're a guy and you want to talk like a girl and you want to have sex changes and all this crap. That's on you, man. It's all on you, okay? But all I'm saying is, and if some of you claim to be Christians, what gets me is you might want to look up Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, don't come on this channel thinking because it's basically, just to give people that's never been on here, basically this channel is everyday life, fighting through the demonic realm that's attacking you. And I've said it before, there is book smarts, and then there's people that I would rather take advice from someone that's lived the crap. And I've lived a lot of stuff, people. I've been through a lot. And when you got to sit here now and take an opportunity to go, crap, you know, I got arthritis because I've been working since I was 15 freaking years old, because I was left and lived under a bridge, ate out of dumpsters. I mean, I've seen it all. Naturally, I'm going to have some freaking arthritis. But if I was capable of doing my job, here's where the justice system falls into the satanic freaking realm. First of all, people don't ever work for a self-insured company. Because if you get hurt, this is a good possibility this might happen to you, especially if you work for the freaking big bad wolf, Walmart. Walmart is a worst freaking stores, the companies. I mean, I've seen so much crap in there. I've seen employees sitting there on their phones watching cartoons instead of hanging clothes and stuff up on the racks. Akron, Ohio, Arlington Road. Two black guys. This kid was being a freaking abused by two gay women. So one of them, it was one of their kids. I mean, that girl was screaming. My wife walks over there, and there's a big freaking brawl. And I mean, I'm asking the guy, I said, call your manager and call the cops right now. Because now they're threatening my wife, and I'm about to knock somebody the frick out. They wouldn't do it. Finally, the cop comes back here, and they're talking. The manager comes out, and great thing about it is you're a Walmart employee, you got the Walmart ID. And I had on me still my driver's badge that we clipped to our shirts. And when he walked over to Darlene, went to show the cop or something, and I said, look, right here. I pulled it out there. Then all of a sudden he's changing his tune. And I said, right there and there, them two. You need to escort them right out the freaking door. Because they just broke every freaking Walmart policy there was. That kid needed help. It needed help. And you got two lazy ass people. I don't care what skin color you are. You got two lazy ass people that don't want to do their jobs. Then you get to all the people that making it. Watch the videos, man, what people do in Walmart, okay? Before you come on. I don't know. People are. I do apologize, people. I think I'm going to have to. I don't know. I honestly feel like my face is starting. Like it did that day. It feels like it's drooping on me. Let me tell you something. I am looking at every option I have to never have to shop at another freaking Walmart the rest of my life. I've never been, honestly, if any of you have been on this channel long enough, you know my history. And for me to say this, I hope it impacts you guys as much as it, because it's true. I've never in my life ever been treated like this. I mean, the crap. Walmart, when I found out about self-insured, because I'm like with this NRS law firm, supposed to be the best of the best, I don't see it. Basically, everything, I mean, I even fell coming out of the freaking, one of the court hearings. The walker I had got caught up on the rug, and it threw me on the ground. Because I could have sued the piss out of that place. It's the Oliver O'Casey building, downtown Akron. Let me tell you, I mean, I've never in my life. Never. But if I was after money, I would have sued the crap out of it, because security rugs do something. But these lawyers, doctors, money talks. Money talks, because they're the ones that's not gotta be in pain nonstop and have to crawl and do all the stuff that you go through, because they're claiming arthritis is my problem. Arthritis is what do me on the ground. No, it's the damn ice, because you're cheap. But you want to overcharge us. You have people ever go in there and buy meat? Go over to the produce area before they start taking those scales out. Go over to the produce aisle and weigh your stuff and see if it actually is 5 pounds. See if it actually is 3 pounds. I guarantee you, when you sit there and start looking at stuff going, holy crap. How long have they been doing this to us? For as long as they want. Now Walmart's getting ready to put... Anybody that's been on this channel long enough, when I was talking about these digital price tag things where they can change it anytime they want. Because they've been busted so many damn times changing the prices. Overpricing you. When this egg price thing went down, they didn't have to keep charging what they were charging people. They just did it because we were stupid enough to pay it. Yeah, we need it. Yeah, I get it. You want to dye Easter eggs. You want to make egg salad. You want to have fried eggs. You want to bake cakes and do all this stuff. Then pay the ridiculous prices, but stop complaining. If we're not willing to do anything, we need to stop complaining about it. Because it doesn't do any damn good. You realize, and I've been saying this, and I just watched this guy, his video on things too, and he says, if everybody in 2 days went and filled their tanks up across the United States, Well, think about it. How often do you really fill up your tank? I know I've said this before, and I had people comment saying, "Well, I do it probably every 7 8 days, and I do drive a lot." So you figure, okay, well, you can go that long. So if we dedicated even a week, okay, let's just say we gave a whole week of everybody going in there and filling up their gas tanks. And then the week after, nobody fills up. Nobody goes into a gas station at all to get gas at all. You're going to have the ones that just don't give a crap but they want the payout. See, they want to be able to. If there's money owed, then they're standing in line going. But they didn't want to help get us back to where we are, because all those reserves and all this stuff and all this seizing of the barges and all this crap. Where in the hell is all that oil? Instead, we're drumming it back over and selling it overseas, and there's what? Am I hearing this right? Because it blows my mind. How in the hell are we selling them oil and then buying it back from them? What? Why don't we just keep what we have then? Why aren't we using it? These food gouges prices and all this stuff, people, it's not going to end until we the people stand up. Instead, they're trying to get us to fight each other. They're trying to get this race crap to come in. This race is always going to be there because there's always going to be problems. You know why? Because it don't ever stop at home. And it's all skin colors, people. All skin colors. You know, you look at Asians. You look at people that come from the different countries. We just talked to a doctor the other day that I forget I forget where he said he was from, but I don't think it was China or not, but he was definitely um, in that area. I hate to say Asian or something like that because I'm not a big person to stereotype somebody. Uh, Very nice guy, very 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 nice guy. You know, respect is respect, people. Um, I don't know if anybody's commenting. I said I wasn't going to check the comments, but Fresno 59. I have some very ignorant neighbors. I I would say you're probably right. I mean, I'm not ever going to disagree with that. There's a lot of ignorant people out there, because we grow up thinking something is right because that's what we grow up. It takes us to be the bigger person. Being a Christian is very, very difficult at times because it's that turn the cheek type thing and love thy neighbor. I struggle with that sometimes, but unfortunately, he's right. Forgiveness, people, to forgive someone is not for them, it's for you. It's for you to be at peace with yourself and not allow the enemy to control you. Nobody can control you. Nobody can make you sad. Nobody can make you happy. Nobody can offend you. I can't offend you. The words that I'm speaking, you may say, "Man, I'm not saying on here because, first of all, I can't even see anybody's name down here until I put on glasses. I can barely see the numbers on there, but I've seen it go all the way up to 20 and drop clear down because it's not what you want to hear. Stick around. Maybe you're going to hear something that's going to pique your attention, like hell and where we are right now in the coming of Christ, because if you gonna live off the Jehovah Witnesses things and these the thief on the cross last moment, and you're gonna repent at the end, good freaking luck. Stop playing in the devil's playground when you go off the freaking door and every lust and everything and every desire you ever want is outside of that thing. But what if you get to a situation where I'm at right now? $1,900 freaking dollars coming in, and we're paying $1,450 for this mortgage because they keep raising stuff, raising up. Well, your insurance is going to go up because now contractors' fees and lumbers went up and all this stuff. It's amazing the crap. What you just got to do it. You got to live somewhere. At least I'm not living in an apartment building anymore, and I got to put up with all the freaking garbage there. So I understand your ignorance of your neighbors. There's a lot of it, and there's a lot of it too much because you know why? Because most people can't keep their nose out of someone else's business. You got these nosy neighbors, or you got these neighbors that just are plain freaking racist. I don't care crap what skin color. It could be white against white, and black against black, and black against white, and white against black. I mean, Asia's against the Chinese, and Chinese against Japan, and Japan is against Africa, and Africa's against Russia. Russia's against Germany. Russia, I mean, hell, from what I understand, Russia's against everybody. But you know the thing about Russia, you know, Putin, people come against him all the time, but you know that guy is still in place for a reason. You know, people say, "Oh, I wouldn't go to Russia and this and this and that." You know, it's communist and all. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Just look at Germany, killing the Jews, putting people in cages and stuff. You know, uh, you guys realize there was white slaves too. Just just for an FYI, you guys realize that I'm have Native American in me, and I mean I'm not full blooded Native American, but you know I do have some in my bloodline. Um, what about them? You know, they got the raw end of the freaking deal. They come in there and lost America. You know, America was their domains. Nobody wanted it. Columbus get on a big old boat to prove the freaking world isn't flat. Well, Lottie freaking da. You know, home of the opportunity, home of the free, home of the brave. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that happened. You know, I watched movies that portrayed live events and stuff like that. I'm not saying anybody deserves to be treated the way that people get treated. It's all ignorance, people. But ignorance starts with us. You know, we have to change it. And it took a lot of Jesus molding and sculpting me and pruning off the stuff out of my life. But, you know, common sense is common sense. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and ask stupid questions because it's, to me, you're just a troll that likes to come on here and start. So somewhere down the line, I believe you know you can put any screen name you want up there, but it doesn't take me long to start figuring out who the hell you are. Uh, you have nothing better to do in your life. So go ahead, post your stupid comments. I can't even read it anyways unless I put my glasses on. And the crazy thing about it is none of these comments flow into when it goes onto the channel. Uh, Only the comments I can read is what people put on there. Um, so it is what it is. But you know, you have a choice in life. We all have choices. And that choice comes down to this. Um, I either wait and see what God's going to do and watch his hands work, or I strap all my stuff on and pray to God that I don't go numb out there and hurt somebody or kill somebody. What do? You know, you know how scary it is to know that you busted your ass all your life and you've been taken advantage of by people and you believe people and thousands of freaking dollars to help people and now you're about to have an opportunity where you're about to lose every damn thing in your life. I don't know where to go. I mean, honestly, in all my life, man, I can honestly say, and again, I'm going to keep saying this, but I don't mean to annoy anybody, but um, I'm still not 100%. And honestly, right here, I mean, truthfully, I mean, I don't know if you can see the date on there, but I'm not lying, people. I have no reason to lie. And what I'm about to say might shock, if anybody has been on this channel long enough, it might shock you. I've never in my life been so damn scared. Ever. As far back as my demonic, thanks for the hearts, by the way. I think it was hearts. I don't know, whatever, butterfly or whatever it was. But either way, it's cool. If it was a butterfly, in case somebody don't know, I actually love butterflies. I think they're the most. I had one flying around me today. I was sitting back on the back. Uh, I don't know what it is, but it's cool. Makes me smile. Appreciate it. I really do. Um, I'm scared. I can honestly say I'm freaking terrified. I've pretty much sold everything that I can think about selling. I mean, as far as my collection wise of stuff. Uh, I'll just sit here and watch you guys do the hearts, man, and we'll just call it a day. But I, I I do respect you guys. I respect your comments, and you got to understand that again. I'm not coming against anybody the KKK thing. I'm just bringing reality check to you. Stop it, man. Woman, whatever you are, stop. Just stop. I mean, we're in enough problems in this world. We don't need to keep this race war going on. See, because that's what the enemy wants. The enemy wants skin color against skin color, people race against race. My thing is, again, not knowing what skin color you are or anything like that. But what if you got mixed children? Okay. What if you got a family member that has mixed children? This goes into a black and white race here war. What is that? Is that a oh their hearts? I'll pray for you, brother. I appreciate it. I really do. Please do. And I'm terrible with names. I can I don't know. I'm just gonna say 86, 88. Hi back to you. Appreciate you being here. Don't know if you ever been on here before, but just stick around. I mean, I know there's a lot of live events going on right now, and I know there's a lot of channels, and we're all up at this time for a reason. God has a divine plan and thing in here. Just stick with me for a moment. You know, I'm not on here asking for money. I'm not on here asking for help. I mean, I'm just trying to help somebody else that might be going through some depression and whatever else in life. But I'll tell you one damn thing. Um, you know, it's rough. I mean, it really is. I don't. Esther, I guess 00777. That's in my Hotmail 777. All right, all right. Let me keep going. There's no disrespect. Hi to all of you. I really do appreciate all of you. Um, and hopefully some of this stuff's helping people, and this isn't just a waste of time. Um, don't I've had in the last year again so many suicide thoughts. I've tried to take my life over 5 times. So I'm not an expert at suicide, but I can tell you I'm an expert at when dying and where you go. And again, if you haven't been on here, go back and watch the hell videos and stuff I did. It's all true. You can go on Randy K. You can watch it here, then go on Randy K. Plug in my name, Hell Testimony. It's not going to change people. Randy K. gave me 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. I go into churches and they basically hit the door. You know why? Because churches these days are all watered down, about numbers, and it's about money. And it's sad. you know, baptizing, we're baptizing. Yeah, I'm sure you all passed it. We're baptizing this week. But if you don't have discipleship classes, look at what happened. Look at Jesus. Look what he did. He went straight into the wilderness after he was baptized, and the Father poured out his Spirit into him. He didn't need to do that. He's Jesus, Son of the God. God didn't need to pour his Spirit out, but he did it because he knew we were going to need it when Jesus finally did what he did on the cross that day. See, Jesus poured his blood out for you. One single drop of blood, that's all he needed to give you. And he took all hell and everything into that grave and left and defeated hell and robbed your names out of hell. Don't march yourself back in here, people. I mean, we're going through enough in this world now. Haven't you suffered enough? Some of you may be getting abused at home by a husband or a wife. And wives these days too. It's not just husbands doing it. They may be bad parents. They may be not good to your children. Maybe you got with somebody, you had kids, and you thought it was going to be this way, and they treat your kids with disrespect. Well, as hard as it may sound, stop stop and breathe for a moment. Sometimes the hardest decisions I had to make in life and walk away from something was the best damn thing I've ever done in my life. See, today I'm not. I've always been alone, in except for this marriage I'm in now. You know, it. If it wasn't for her, I don't know what I'd have. I don't know. I would have done gave up this fight. Um, I've never lived through pain the way that I've lived through pain, and now Walmart's going to get off scot freaking free because of arthritis in my hip. That arthritis didn't exist. If I would have never fell on that ice that day, you don't think I've been playing this over and over and over? Why didn't I look down? Why didn't I look down? Because I was doing my freaking job and making sure that trailer I was hooked up to was going to be safe for me to pour it on the road so I didn't hurt somebody. That's why. You don't think I played that over my head over? You don't. I got it on video. That whole situation where I fell and looking at the ice and all that stuff. Nobody wanted to see that. These courts and all this crap, these NRS attorneys, it's all about money, man. And they're the ones going to make all this freaking money off this. And, basically, to be able to continue to do the life that I'm doing on $19.50 a month, what the hell? And it's not even coming from Walmart. Walmart just, we're done. The judge in Akron, Ohio, magistrate, didn't want to hear the freaking evidence. Didn't want to hear that Walmart held back evidence, documentations of injured. Didn't approve anything. See, self-insured companies, the only thing they have to do is make sure that if you're on workman's comp and you need to be compensated, they did do that, right? I how do you go up to your spouse and go, we're going to have to probably sell every damn thing we own and figure out where we're going to go, what we're going to do? All my life, I've worked very damn hard. And depression, yeah, I fell right back into it, people. Suicidal thoughts, yep. Uh, because when you got pain that doesn't stop all freaking day, I mean, and then you got to deal with, and I'm not kidding you, right there, freaking horrible. I mean, I asked for stuff. I got to keep asking for it. I got to keep asking. And then they're supposed to be my lawyers. And here, you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to. Walmart won't even deal with me because I have a lawyer. You're my lawyer. You deal with Walmart. I can't do it. Okay. You have to do it because they won't talk to me. And um, so with Walmart, you got short-term disability, you got long-term disability, and all these insurances and extra uh, um, life insurances. People, I was paying over 500 some dollars every 2 weeks for all this crap that I had. Okay, and then all of a sudden, Sidwick thing. All of a sudden, I had long-term disability, but it disappeared. I got locked out of logging into where the W-2s and all this stuff is. I asked Walmart to send me W-2s back when I first started to see all the stuff that I was paying. I know a damn well I was paying it. I asked my attorneys to ask them to do it. My attorneys still haven't done it. So now, without that long term, Walmart's saying, well, you're done. Because without a doctor's thing or anything like this, you're out the door. So I had to turn everything in. But the agreement was as soon as I was better, I'd come back to work. Well, according to Walmart's doctors, I am better. So I said, okay, send me back to Seymour. Let's dance. Well, Nelson, it doesn't work that way. You got to get it. I said, I have by your doctors that you guys have sent me to, that Walmart sent me to. According to them, I'm good to go back to the road. I'm good to drive and do my job. But are you physically able, Nelson, to get? No, I can't. According to Walmart, I am. So you guys are, I mean, right there. Do you really think for a split moment that a judge will go, well, wait a minute. He makes a good point here. Why? Because my crappy lawyers don't want to go to bat with it, because they want to keep going off this stupid arthritis. I was working every day, people. I'd still be working if I wouldn't have fell on that damn ice. You really think right now that, I mean, common sense. I refuse to lose everything, but I don't know what the hell I could possibly do that I can't stand for long periods of time. So I can't even work in a restaurant. Wouldn't even make enough money to freaking work in there. Um, I had people ask me, well, what does your wife do and stuff? She's taking care of me. I mean, I don't even know where I'm at half the time. The other day, where I lived, it's probably, I don't know, maybe half a football field from here to there. There's a VFW right on the corner of our street. There's an elementary school, a house, AutoZone, and then the VFW. They got a big cannon. I was down there in my basketball shorts, and it was cold, people. No shoes on, no nothing, no shirt, nothing, sitting there. Had no clue where I was getting. I was knocking on my neighbor's garage door thinking it was my house, trying to get in. You really think that that's normal? Uh, right. That's about as normal as putting a shotgun in your mouth and pulling the trigger. It's not surprising. I tell everybody all the time. If you want to chat privately or whatever, I tell people just send me an email. My email's out there and on these channels on here. Um, but I'll say it again. It's NWROB, one B, not two. Even though I got two B's in my name, so I'll say it again. I did it because I've been hacked so many freaking times. NWROBINS777 at hotmail.com. Yes, I still use Hotmail because I'm not very tech savvy on Google and your space, my space, their space, everybody's space, and whatever. Um, Gossip Center. I'm not into all that TikTok baby drama crap, and uh, but reality is, I was kind of hoping the other day when this stroke came on, and I know people. I mean, I've been dead. I know what it's like physically to know that feeling that this is it. This is my last breath, and um, I ask God just to let it happen because I know the life insurance policies and stuff I got. She wouldn't lose the house, and she, I mean, I'm not saying money is everything, people, and I'm not saying that she wouldn't want me around. But what I'm saying is, to me, it would have been better for her. Life goes on. I'm a truck driver. I'm never here any damn ways. So, you know, does it? I mean, I can walk outside right now and fall. I mean, how I fell down, coming down steps. I got pictures of the side of my head where it was all busted open. Uh, that's because of arthritis. If I wouldn't have fell, see, that's where you keep going back to. If you wouldn't have fell, I recommend if you ever work for a self-insured company and its workman's comp claim and NRS is supposed to be one of the best, I wouldn't use them, people. I'm telling you right now. I've never been so frustrated in my life with attorneys, and I've talked to so many freaking different attorneys, and each one of them saying, "We're going to do this and this and this." And then it comes down to, well, we're going to do, if we go with the settlement, we get a third of this, and this part of the NRS gets a third of this by pulling doctors' medical reports and all this. Then you get another third of this. Are you freaking kidding me? You people are basically crooks because somewhere down the line, I don't remember saying okay to a third of this, a third of this, and a third of this, and a third of this. So you basically get a lot of thirds in this crappy chiropractor that you sent me to, worded stuff however he worded it, and Walmart says their attorney's going, well, even your doctor's saying he's capable of going back to work. Then put me back to work. I'm capable of going back to work. Then put me back to work because they know I can't. They refuse to do CAT scans of the brain. They refuse to do this. They refuse to, they had to fight finally to get an MRI. And good thing about it is I did have a lot of tests done in the last few days, and a lot of it came back negative, which I'm happy about that. My cholesterol and all that stuff. And once you start telling a doctor what you eat, they just stare at you. And then they look at the charts, and I go, well, your charts don't lie. My cholesterol stuff's fine. I don't know. I just honestly, this is where I wait to see what God miracle is going to be. And I keep telling myself, and I keep telling him, you've done some amazing stuff in my life, and the best thing I've ever had was the gift of Jesus Christ. Because if it wasn't for that faith that I have today, I don't know what. I just keep staring at these document people. I got stacks and stacks and stacks of freaking papers, doctors, and anybody's ever you're around that Cleveland area or Ohio or whatever, we got this thing called My Chart, and basically it's all the stuff that you go through, and you can go on there look at what the doctor says and all this crap. I was reading some of it today, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. You know, how in the world can they justify getting away with what they're getting away with? Because we live in a demonic world. Evil is rising, people, and if you can't see it out there, I'm sorry. You need to open your eyes. You need to take back your children in the household you're in. Husbands, you need to stand up and be an example to your wife and show her that you're going to keep her safe and your children safe. But you need to examine what they're doing, what they're watching, what sites they're on. You need to keep an eye on all this stuff and get it out of your house, man, because the evil's winning. And trust me, hell awaits or heaven awaits, one of the two. And I'm guaranteeing you, what I'm telling you is absolutely 100% true. When I died, I know damn well I died because, anybody ever watch anybody cut down trees and the big thick ropes and stuff they use? It's almost like rock climbing type ropes. I used to hook a rope to things, trees and stuff, and just slide across from one tree to the next if we were up there trimming in large areas and stuff. So I used that rope to hang myself, and I'm telling you right now, I know I was dead because I remember hitting the ground and I'm going, damn, I can't even kill myself right. And that's when, but right before that, I stood on that chair and I told God, I said, if you really are who you say you are, then you show me. And I stood there for a minute and I said, that's what I thought. I stepped off the chair. Oh, he showed me. He showed me what he created for the fallen angels and Lucifer. It wasn't made for us. If you get an A at the start of your semester in school and the teacher says all you gotta do is keep it, and you piss that A away, whose fault is it? Nobody but your own. What I'm going with is where you're at in life, nothing is worth taking your life for. Nothing. You may be in a bad relationship and that person, you may run into them and they may be with somebody else and you're still attached emotionally to it. You got to let it go. I know it's painful, but I tell you what, it's that song like we all watch Annie. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet you bottom dollar. Well, if anything, you got someone here that understands you, and I can't sleep most of the time, so here I am doing these live videos up here. It's just easier to go live anymore than me to try to at least this downloads quicker, and hopefully you can get this out to somebody that may need it. And that's all. I ask Jesus every day, use me to help somebody else. Use me. I walked hand in hand with Lucifer, very freaking close. I know the demonic realm pretty damn good, and that's nothing to be proud of right there. So don't think that I'm bragging about that because I'm not. I don't brag. I'm not boastful, and I sure don't want pity. I don't want sorrow. I don't want anything. I just want to help people. We are all going through something. But in order, many of you might not be able to afford to go to therapy. Well, this channel is, first of all, it's God's, it's Jesus, and it's us. You can post your comments. I've say it all the time. Post your comments, guys. Be respectful to the person. And if they're going through something, let's help each other. That's what this is. Here's your therapy for today. Come on here. I'm probably coming back on tomorrow night about 9 o'clock and go live again. I just think maybe someone, I see visions of stuff people before stuff happens, and I know it's hard for people to understand that, but it's true. I mean, especially if you're a Christian and you're having a hard time believing what I'm saying right now, but you claim the Bible and you believe it's real, you believe the word for word of it. Well, then you explain to me how a donkey spoke. You explain to me how Jonah lived in a great fish, great whale, whatever you want to call it. But I think the Bible does say that it is a great fish, which we would assume that it's a whale. We've all seen the cartoons, Geppetto looking for Pinocchio and he gets swallowed up in his boat. You got all the stomach acids and stuff, even in animals, people. Why did Jonah not die then? You know, Adam and Eve. You look at people blame Eve for the first sin in the world. How is that possible? Then she bit the forbidden fruit. Yes, she was tempted by the devil, and she allowed into there. She took the fruit. She bit of the fruit. But yet, what she did not. There was no sin yet. Stick with me for a moment. She goes over there. Now picture the serpent going over with her. She's got what we use as the apple. Anybody ever really put the Bible in the theories? See, that's what you get off this channel. You get my crazy thinking of things, but then you sit there and go, well, damn, he's not so crazy. You ever look at, the Apple products and stuff way back? Big old bite taken out of that apple. Isn't that something? Think about it for a split moment. I bet you the light bulb is starting to go off. Mm-hmm. Eve walks over and says, look, nothing happens, basically. Adam, she convinces him, takes a bite of the apple. What happens? Bam! Both of them take off. They're naked now. They realize they're naked. Why didn't Eve leave before she went to Adam with that? She didn't know she was naked. See, where the problem comes in, Adam was supposed to protect his helpmate, that God made it for him. Now you can go to the theory before that, where Lilith comes into the place. Lilith in the demonic realm, basically what it was, God supposedly made Lilith as the helpmate. Lilith turned and said, no, I'm not going to serve under man. She was banished from the garden. So what did God do? He put Adam to sleep, takes the rib, bam, makes Eve. Where they made the mistake, Adam didn't tell his wife, no, you should have never done this. I'm not taking this fruit. And then when the Lord coming and walking through there yelling for them, he could have said just simply, hey, we didn't bite this. She did, but I didn't. Nothing's happened. We don't know what's going on, but we apologize. Problem solved. But it wasn't how it was supposed to be. First murder, Cain and Abel, descendants under Adam and Eve. You can go down the list of things, people, that just doesn't make sense. Our hatred doesn't make sense. What we go through doesn't make sense. I remember a time we got giant eagles here in Pennsylvania. It's giant, and around that area, I believe Michigan and all that, you deal with giants. It was the same company, just one's a giant eagle, one's a giant. I'm in there doing some grocery shopping, and I remember this lady brushed up against me, and she had a little daughter, and I said, "Why do you allow your daughter to see the things that she's seeing?" She goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You being abused by your husband." "No, I'm not." "Well, you've seen the marks on me." I said, "No, you brushed up against me, and I seen exactly what happened to you this morning." Lady didn't believe me, so I said, "Okay, well, your daughter just drew this picture, and you put it on the bottom part of the refrigerator with the alphabetical letters and stuff. Look, your daughter then put over there, love you, mommy. Well, mom. She goes, how do you know this stuff? Because from a child, I was always able to see things that bring shivers down people's spines. Things that, and I have proof. I still got two older sisters that lived in that house there in Copley. I got proof that the woman I'm with now seen pop cans crushed right in front of us, and stuff, rocks fly across the room, upside down crosses. I mean, crosses that got turned upside down. Well, you all know, people. If I'm sure if you hung up a picture, that it's either got a little hole that you got to put the item on, or it's got the little bracket, and you got to try to level it up and get your shelves straight. How in the heck does a cross get pulled out from a nail, flipped upside down, and hang on the wall and slowly slides its way down? I've been scratched. I've been drug out of bed. I've been thrown against walls. I've been thrown downstairs. Um, you know, uh, I used to love listening to the song "Highway to Hell," and you think about the demonic realm. You think about the hidden messages in music. It's not just rock and roll, people. It's all music these days. You look at the Illuminati. You look at the red effect going on right now with these musicians in Hollywood wearing the red lipstick, wearing the red outfits. You're getting ready to see. I'm telling you, at this BET Awards, I keep telling people, and they're saying, Dan Nelson, that's crazy. I said, no, you're going to see the biggest satanic freaking just music going on. You know how they do it. The thing they to I'm sorry guys for this. Um, I still think I'm going through a little bit of the after effects of this stroke. I don't know, but just bear with me, please. Like in the country awards and all that stuff, when they have the musicians come up here and they sing songs in between, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. I called the halftime thing. I said it's gonna be demonic. That person's gonna sing up there, and he sang in a language, and most of us didn't even know what the hell he was saying. It's like um, that the gangster, whatever. What was that song? Uh, I don't know, but everybody was doing the crazy dance, and he's up here singing in his language. Basically, he was down in America. He was bashing us down, Ki- Kingdom style or whatever. I forget how to. Well, anyway, it's not important, but you know, but you look at the Illuminati, doing the triangle, doing the okay thing with three, basically, you know, it's 666. You look at Chick-fil-A, people. Chick-fil-A, they claim to be Christians. They're not. They're closed on Sundays. Big lottie freaking deal. There's so much in their images. You look at the Wendy, the restaurant Wendy, and you look at her shirt collar, and it says "Mom" right across it. MOM. People, there's so many hidden messages, so much hidden stuff in reality today that we don't look at. You know why we're not looking at it? Because Satan wants our world so fast. These damn things right here is ruining us. It's they call them smartphones. I call them dumb phones. You know why? Because they make us dumber. Now we abbreviate all this. LOL. Uh, talk t talk to you later or whatever. I don't know. TBL, whatever. All this bull crap. Emojis this, emojis that. We can't live without our phones. How many of you wake up in the morning? That's the first damn thing you grab. Start going through the social media sites. You understand? That's why I call the devil's playground. Everything you want's out there, but it's up to you not to take the bite of that forbidden fruit, people. You're not gonna have that thief on the moment. Look, I was dying. The last thing I thought about is repenting. I tell you what I was thinking about. Damn, I should have finished that list of stuff and the phone numbers and all the stuff that she needed to do so she wouldn't stress out and be sitting here crying, because it's my responsibility. And as a man working and I can't. I battle that. I mean, that's Satan knows what he's doing. I just got to fight through that what he's doing. If I was single, I'd be okay with myself. I could survive. I have survived. I know how to go out in the wilderness and survive. You know, you get these people that are making these damn videos of these shelters and these fallout things and all that. Are you freaking kidding me? Why are you guys even watching it? I hope the heck you people ain't watching this. I mean, really. I mean, you really want me to go out and show you how to build a, a fort and stuff out there in the woods and how to stay warm and how to survive, how to cook where nobody can see your smoke? Because as soon as you start firing up all this stuff out here, well, we got guns, we got this and that. Okay. All right, Rambo, you're going to stand out in the middle of your yard and, this ain't Hollywood. These people are coming with weapons too. They're going to overtake you. See, they're going to fire shots and you're going to think you're going to turn to your left and actually they're coming from behind you because at this point they're already surrounding you. Oh, I got cameras. I got this. Crap. You got solar panel. Okay. Who do you think owns the solar panel farms out there? I've been talking about solar panel farms since they first started coming out. You look at all the satellites going up there, Planet X. You look at all this crap. Now we got the X instead of Twitter. It's called X. Anybody starting to see the problems here? You're Xing out God. Truly, we are. We allowed God to be removed from schools, and look what happens. Bullies, transgenders, guys dressed up as women going in there. There was a girl that was getting raped, people. Raped by a young man. The teacher walked out because she didn't want to be involved in it. So you're going to allow a girl to get raped? You're just as sick as the freaking person doing it. Where do we justify? These kids need help. We need to freaking look at America for once and look at all the money we just sent over thousands of dollars. And I'm not saying people need to eat. I get it. But we got people here that are starving. We got people here that are living in freaking, I mean, some of them want to be there. I didn't ask to be there, but I learned how to survive. And I also know that all these videos of these people, these fallout shelters and all this underground stuff and all this garbage, what are you going to do? You really think that we're going to go to nuclear war? I mean, come on, people. They want you to be fearful because they know damn well if they go into nuclear war, eventually that stuff's going to come right back at them and they're going to die too. What are you going to do? Live underground? Even if when you're able to come out of that bunker, are you really going to see what's going on out here? No, you don't want to see it. You know why? Because we look at the world as a video that we can turn on and off. We look at, these evil entities that never die, like Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, and Leatherface, and Pinhead, and Five Nights at Freddy. Now we can't have Chuck E. Cheese and the band and stuff going because kids are terrified of Five Nights at Freddy. We got Chucky doll that runs around. It's a freaking doll, people. A damn doll. String that little thing up and duct tape him. You get some Gorilla tape. It's supposed to be the best of the best. Let alone I'll get that Flexol stuff and I'll wrap that around him and throw his little self into the grinder down there and see how he likes that. I'll put him in the wood chipper on slow feet first so I can just wave to him. It's a doll. And then you got that Megan. Wow. You got AI. Anybody remember the movie with Will Smith, I, Robot? We're not so far out. What about Demolition Man? Anybody watch that? Wesley Snipes, Stallone. I can't think of his first name. I want to call him Rocky, but excuse me. What in the hell? Sylvester. Look at that. Virtual reality. They had it. Cars driving. Sandra Bullock. Cars driving for her. She's on video. You look at Knight Rider, Michael Knight talking into his watch. People, movies. I've been speaking it for years. There's so much hidden stuff in movies. You can't even you because we're overlooking it. You know why? Because Satan needs everything fast. Instead, what happens is it's like your engine. If you don't change your oil, it breaks down your car. And before you know it, the gears are turning harder and harder and harder. And before you know it, the oil's gone and your engine's done. We don't slow down. We're running on fast, and we're missing a lot of stuff. Yeah, everybody ever seen the movie Click? Fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, and you look at even though sex is everywhere. People, I mean, look at the people that how they dress. The attention that they're seeking because they're not getting it from home. A lot of you wives, and I'm not saying it's all wives' fault. I'm not saying it's all men's fault. I'm not saying it's cost anything, but stop damn dressing that. You go out and buy your kids the school clothes and you let your kid dress out half naked. You all run around with your freaking ass hanging out your pants. Nobody wants to see that. Whatever happened to decent exposure? It's out the window, people. You know, I mean, that's a prison thing at that. I mean, have some respect for yourself. I mean, you're pretty much saying, "Hey, I'm available. Come and have at it." What if a guy that lived in the prison life and he knows what that represents, and he just come over and bend you over and took it? What are you going to do? Because you're telling him that that's his normal. It might not be normal to you, but it is normal to him because that's all he knows. Like pulling out the pocket. He pulls out their pocket and they grab a hold of it. That means everybody knows in that prison that's their girl, that's their bee. That's the bee itch. You know, it's true because we lost all respect. We allow people to break our down. How many people that's been through a bad breakup and you're like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. I can't believe he wasn't like this when we started dating. And I'm just picking on men here right now for a minute. Hold on. And then all of a sudden, you're like, dang, you know, but then you realize your whole relationship was built around sex. Hold on. Whose fault is it? Because let me tell you what. If you go hook up with somebody from the bars and you end up going home and you end up having sex, you're nothing but a piece of meat. I hate to say it, women. That's exactly what you are. You allow yourself to be a piece of meat because you're hoping for something. Words are words. I tell Darlene all the time. I was like, I can tell you I love you, but I want you when you wake up in the morning. I want you to feel it. I want you to know it. And deep down inside, this man really cares for me. This man does love me. I don't need to say the words, but I do say the words. Words are just words. A letter put together makes a word. You take a bunch of words and makes a sentence. We can all agree on that. But if you don't have the backup of action, it's dead in the water. But if you allow yourself to be that piece of meat, see, I never was like that. That's why when I get accused of the things that I've been accused of, it's like, are you kidding me? I never looked at women like that because if I'm hungry, I can go to the store, I can go to the meat market, or if I'm really hungry, I can go through any fast food window and order something to eat and go. I don't look at women like that. Does it make it I'm better than anybody else? No, it's called respect. So have a little bit of respect and stop flaunting your damn selves out there. Stop putting it out there, because you little young girls and even boys these days, because they're sex trafficking you too. See, here's where you guys make your mistake. Ha, yeah, joke, yeah, LOL. I'm at school. This is my school. It's a bad day. It's boring. Blah 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 blah. And then I'm off to work and I'm going to McDonald's tonight. I work at this McDonald's on Waterloo Road and blah 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 blah. And now you get this. These creepos that are watching you on your social medias and they're going, uh, Charlotte that works at this McDonald's, she's going to work tonight. How much do you want to bring her to me? No problem. I'll wire half of it to you now. When you deliver her, I'll give you the other half. Then you wonder why they disappear. Look at Epstein Island people. I'm telling you the truth. If you don't get a hold of what's going on in your household when your child comes up missing, don't sit on the news and say, "Oh, yeah, baby." You had an opportunity to change it. You let your children down by allowing them. I mean, they might be mad at you, but who pays the cell phone bill? Who puts the lights on it? Who puts the TVs in their room? Who puts the game consoles in their room? Who does all this stuff? It's time for kids to really respect what they have. You don't, there's kids that don't even have beds. You take for granted everything you have. You know, it's time to learn respect and appreciation. But how do we do it? We got to teach it. We're not willing to teach it. We're at fault. We're allowing the devil to take ground. Once he does, that vacancy sign's on and the demons are coming. You ever wonder why people act the same? But they're not related in any way. But you ever wonder why some of their pattern habits are there? Because you're not dealing with one demon. You understand one demon, one fallen angel from heaven has many legions under it. There's 1,000 demons in one legion. 1,000. So if they got 7 different demons under them, they have 7,000 peon little demons that go out there. The sexual perverted people and the sexual perverted over here. This one's the same way. The rape, boom, 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 boom. But you know what's funny? Majority of those people that does this sick, twisted stuff out there in the world, when they end up in prison, they're screaming because it's happening to them. But what do you think is going to happen to them in hell? I've seen it, people. I literally have. I used to say back in the sick, twisted days of my time, I told this guy he just wouldn't stop. And I was just trying to eat lunch. And, we got a half hour. He kept throwing stuff out of his lunchbox and grapes. One day, he just kept throwing grapes. And I finally looked at him and I said, "You know what? Enough. What are you going to do?" I said, "I'm glad you asked me. I am going to feed you full sleep pills. I'm going to cut your eyelids off. I'm going to duct tape you. I'm going to break your elbows. I'm going to break your kneecap. And I'm going to cut your freaking tongue out. And I'm going to dial 911 on this cell phone. And I'm going to put it right up there in front of you. And all you got to do is reach up there and push send. But I'm not done with you. I'm going to cut you. I'm going to cut you all up. I'm going to stick fire ants down inside you. And I'm going to stitch you back up myself. And I don't know how to give a stitch if I had. Should I go on? Dude, you got mental problems. You ain't kidding. But don't sit there and keep throwing stuff at me when I'm asking you nicely to stop. Just like I said live on that one video, I said I'm being threatened and stuff, and I said, "There's 4 of you coming. Good. I'll have the holes ready. I might be one going in one of them. I don't know. Nobody ever showed up though. See, the demonic realm is what it is, people. It's everywhere. But you gotta have respect. And guys, you gotta start respecting that your wife, your girlfriend, whatever. You know, if you see her dressing provocative and stuff like that, I mean, why? That's where jealousy comes in. That's where fight comes in. That's where fatal attraction craziness comes in. I mean, why do you need all these men looking at you? I don't understand it. I mean, where does it come down? I mean, it's all over. You look at the rock stars. You look at the movie stars. You look at Diddy when they had the girls, and Kiana is the same way. They got these see-through things on. They got to be naked because of their sick, twisted Illuminati. Look at the dollar bill, people. In God we trust. It's got the all-seeing eye. That's not God. That's not God's eye. That's Satan. Triangle, people. It's the seeing eye is in the triangle on the back of money. Money is not evil. It's how you worship money becomes evil. I need money to pay bills. That's all I give a crap about. I need money to be able to help somebody if I feel like that I can't. These days, I can't do anything. you know, reality, me dying a couple days ago, I wish that was the best solution I see right now. But I got to trust in God. And I'm going to keep repeating this. I got to trust in God. I got to trust in God. Let me see. How is possible of you getting out of hell because of God? We pray for you that God will make a way for you. In Jesus' name, I accept that. Amen. I accept that. Hold on. I want to get back to you. 86, 88. I have seen your testimony about a year ago and watched several of your videos. God bless you. You you know, when I say the roller coaster ride, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because that's what these videos are. I'm all over the place, but I'm giving you a lot of freaking common sense. It's just I just don't want people to go to hell. I mean, I truly don't. And I don't I want you to be seen as a person, not as an object. I want you to have, that respect for yourself. And if you got a husband or a boyfriend or somebody that spends more damn time on video games than everything else, I hate to say it, but part of it's your fault too, for allowing yourself to be belittled like that. You're a person. You're a person. You know, I I've been called a lot of things in life, and I don't claim to be the most handsome person in the world. Matter of fact, I don't even see myself that way. And no, I'm not on here for comments or anything like that. I'm just giving you reality. Um, so, am I different in a lot of ways? Yes, because I appreciate everything that comes into my life. I appreciate someone that is honest and can accept me for who I am. I did not ask for any of this, people. I did not. But I can tell you, I didn't ask for, because I forgot to mow the lawn in this demonic house I was in. Yes, I had sun poisoning. My face got real bad, and they had to cut stuff and basically stretch my skin because it turned into rubber. It was like rubber. My face was like really, but I had a nice freaking tan. After that, I was a late bloomer, I guess, and I got acne really bad later on, but it wasn't. I mean, it was just acne. It was just puberty was slow for me, um, and so all you start mixing all this in. But let me tell you, the house I was living in, it was a brotherhood. There was love, and to me, that was love, because getting beaten and every damn thing else was in the category there. But let me tell you something. When you got punished, and I knew what was happening, I knew exactly where they were taking me. And the guy that I was looking at him, and he goes, "I'm sorry, man, but you know what they're going to do if I don't do this." And I was like, at this point, what am I going to do? Back in the day when the caps came off of the batteries before they made these pre-sealed batteries and all this crap, it was acid, people, not just water in them things. It was damn acid. Them things get so hot, and there's a way that you can overheat a battery, a car battery, and you smack it, it explodes. It pushes everything up. I don't have no reason to lie. I gotta walk around with this, and that's why I've said on these videos, I got scars inside and out. I got scars that keep me alive. This, I hate to say it, but I deserved it. It's a memory. Something I gotta look at every damn day. I know I'm different than people, and I know there's a lot better things out there in life. But I tell you what, once you got my heart, I lay my life down. That's respect. That's what you should have every day from the person that you're with, whether it's man or woman. It's a two-way damn street. You know, men, if your wife's working and coming home cleaning the house and doing all this stuff, and you're sitting there playing a video game on your damn phone, put the damn thing down. She's your wife, not your freaking maid, not your mama. You want that, then go back home. You have kids, get up and help with your kids. She didn't make them babies by herself. I can guarantee it. Men, if you get someone pregnant because you want a one night stand, you piece of meat hoppers, them babies didn't ask to come in the world. And they sure in the hell didn't ask to be treated like garbage either. Stop. You gotta stop. I know my sister has 7 kids, and I'm just sitting there going, damn. Pardon me. I'm yawning, but you think I'd be tired and I could go to sleep, but I don't get it. Yeah. Hopefully, all these doctors I'm about to see for the next few weeks, uh, I'm just, I keep relying on God because I don't know how this is going to pan out. And I really, I mean, I'm not good at math, um, but I can tell you one thing. I know you need this much money to pay all your bills, this much money to live on, and everything else. And I see what's coming in, and I'm going, damn, what do you do? And part of me wants to just go, I'll just go put everything on and pass the test and go back driving. I got a lot of companies calling me. But what if my leg goes numb and it's on cruise? We're talking if that trailer stuck's fully loaded. I got 80,000 pounds between truck and trailer. I'm sure you all been seeing the truck crashes and stuff out there, and the illegal U-turns and illegal people driving, giving them fake driver's license. Welcome to America. How they all get over here? We let them come over here. We let them do this. We let them attack our children and rape people, and they're receiving lots of money. I was at a Michigan Walmart when I was driving for Walmart. I had a 3 stop. I was hauling a reefer unit, which is refrigerated unit. That's how you get your produce and frozen stuff and your uh, vegetables and all that stuff, eggs and all that stuff brought to you. It's in 3 different categories in the back of there's bulkheads that separate it. Give you a little bit of history of how the hell they bring all that stuff to you in one trailer. And you got frozen stuff and all that stuff, and everything comes out normal. Let me tell you something. That Michigan, and I'm not coming against any Mexicans or anything like that, as long as we're doing it right, and that's one thing. Everybody, it's a land of free, the opportunities. I'm not coming against any of that. I understand, but are we not free in this world? I mean, I get it. We got to have boundaries and stuff like that, but I don't understand how these women in Ukraine and all that, they're on websites, people. They're selling them off, the women and children. And you sick, twisted men that are on there paying for this, I'll tell you what you need. You need your crap cut off. That's what you need. And then people selling that, they should be put in freaking prison. You got this China date stuff and all this stuff. People, what the heck are we doing? I mean, and this is normal. This has become our new normal. How many of you right now are sitting there thinking about your children's wardrobes and what they wear? Maybe even yourself. Maybe you're trying to get attention from your spouse or your boyfriend, and maybe you think, well, they're not into me, and maybe they're hitting around about another partner in the back. Are you freaking kidding me? You know what you need to do? I'm sorry. You need to just walk up to the door, open the door, and say, "See the door? See you later." You go find that crap somewhere else. Because if you can't have just me and respect me, I've known people that says I will never get married neither because I'm not living with one person all my life. I'm not going to do that when I got so many options out. Oh, what is this, a buffet? It's a buffet now. I mean, see, people. That's why I call it. I'm not a meat chaser. I've been called gay all my life, by my sister. You don't have a girlfriend. I never seen you with a girlfriend because I've seen you with many different boyfriends. How's that working out for you? See, I learned. Not only that, I don't believe in sex. I believe in making love, and I believe in that because your souls connect. And when you just hop from bed to bed to bed to bed to bed, how in the hell? Eventually, you know, oh, I'm going back to door number C because this one was a little bit better because we category this stuff. Oh, sex isn't so great over here, so I'm gonna go look over here. But in reality, maybe that person was not as good as you thought, but maybe was because why do you keep going back? If you live your life on strictly sex, people, I feel sorry for you. Because what if situation like me, you get hurt and your body goes through all kinds of different problems. If you're with somebody just for sex, what are you gonna do when it's gone? If you're with somebody just because of your children, when they leave, how much of a conversation do you have? I'm telling you right now, I've seen people sitting at tables in restaurants talking, huh, that's funny. And he's like, I walked back from the restaurant. He goes, you just sent me LOL? Why didn't you just tell me? Well, what the hell? Why are you yelling at her when you're texting her? Oh my gosh, where did we go wrong? Respect. I'm telling you. If you can't respect yourself, nobody's going to respect you. Just saying. I know. That's enough of that, right? Let's see what we got. God bless you. Enough. I just found you. Just found your. Love you. Caleb. Oh my goodness, buddy. How the heck are you, man? I don't know if you know about it, but I just got out of the hospital. Had a mini stroke and I'm going through a lot. And Walmart, as you know, I'm giving you kind of an update because instead of going back and watching it all from the beginning, which you're more than welcome to. I'm sure you probably will. Walmart's basically winning this case, and they're going to dismiss it, and because pre-existing arthritis, um, what a bunch of crap, man. They stopped making the workman's comp payments, and it's rough. I mean, it truly is. I mean, this is probably the scariest thing I've been through. It's not just me, I got to figure out how to protect my wife. I got to figure out how to do this without hurting somebody else if because I know what's wrong with my body. But unfortunately, the lawyers I got, this NRS sucks, and I don't ever recommend. And I really, if you guys don't know, if you're working for a self-insured company, you might want to ask, and if so, you might want to get the heck out of it as fast as you can. That's all I can say about that. Um, Nothing is possible for God. Amen. 0077 Esther, is that how you pronounce it? The plan of the enemy is to make you doubt. Don't fall for that. Amen. To answer your question, oh my goodness. Jessica, oh no, I'm sorry. Ministry. So Jessica, I'm taking it you must be in some kind of ministry work. Get a hold of me on my email, nwrobins777 at hotmail.com. Where's that person? Did they delete it? Oh, right here. Oh, it was Esther. 77. How is it possible you getting out of hell because of God? And then you put nothing is impossible for God. I'm kind of, I guess I'm not understanding how you can ask me that and then say nothing is possible for God. Um, because of what I said when I stood on there. See, I knew God existed because I knew Lucifer existed. You know, Lucifer would come and comfort me when I was being beaten by many of my mom's boyfriends. That's another reason why I don't like that kind of stuff. But let me tell you something. When he's telling you where is this Jesus they speak about? I love you. I'm comforting you. And then I got to a point where going, yeah, but your demons are torturing me. How is that love? Oh well, you have to learn things, you know. But what I said to God, show me if you really are this loving God and you are who you are, then show me. See, I hated God. And I know many of you Christians are probably sitting there going, oh my goodness gracious, especially if you've never been on here. I hated God. I used the GD all the time and I cursed him up and down all the time. And people would come up to me and try to preach to me about Jesus. And I tell them, take the Jesus and shove it. True. Let me tell you something. God showed me what I asked. Show me you. See, God knows how to get your attention. Not everybody's the same way. See, God knows all you had to do is show me hell, and I know that hell exists. If I know it exists, then He is who He is. God didn't ask for the things to happen in my life, people. I walked into it, but God sent His Son, His only begotten Son, to give us everlasting life, and the blood of Him is powerful. There's power in the name of Jesus. You know, you can cast out any demons and never have to get off your couch. When the battles comes and you probably say, Nelson, you need to use this right now, buddy. I'm telling you right now, I am using it. I'm telling you right now, as a grown ass man, I am fearful right now, and I know I shouldn't have fear, and I know God will protect because I'm a faithful Christian. You know, I believe in doing the ministries of the work, and I believe coming on here and doing what I'm doing. But damn, I'm telling you right now, I don't want to look at my wife's face and see disappointment and feel like a damn failure that I failed her because that's how I feel right now. And I'm fighting off that. I understand the demonic realm. I understand what Satan's trying to do. I understand what Lucifer's trying to do. But I'm telling you guys right now, this is the hardest damn thing in my life I've ever gone through. I've never seen a corrupt freaking company and lawyers that just, yeah, I just want it done. It's been almost 2 years and I suffered through all this for what? To tell me that Walmart is saying because of me getting hurt. I mean, for me having pre-existing arthritis in my hip. Well, damn right. I mean, I'm 54. You guys do the math. Somebody just give me the answer to this. Before, I mean, I can look it up right now if I had to. I mean, I can punch it in my phone. But you take. I mean, I'm 54, and from the age of 15, so you have to go take 15, I guess, off of 54, and you get the answer. I probably could do it in my head. 54, 15, you take away, that would take me down to 44, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think I'm close, if not right. 44. So 44 years of my life, people, not counting the stuff that I would rake leaves and when I was 12 to 15, I'd rake leaves, stack lumber in lumber yards and stuff, and these guys would give me a few bucks. You know, just some stupid kid who needed some money. So the construction guys, hey, here, come clean this up for us. Throw this in the dumpster, and we'll give you some money. So even if you take that out of the equation, at least 44 years of my life. That's over most of my life. I had to. I had to work. I had to survive. And I'm telling you right now, there's nothing in my life, no demonic activity, no nothing that has. I mean, what would you do, you know, if you're a Christian and you believe in God, you believe in the Bible, you believe in heaven and hell, you believe in the spiritual warfare, what would you do if Lucifer walked up to you right now, sat down and says, "Hey, I don't give a shit about you. I'm about to turn your children upside down, about to strip them out of your life. And I want you to go read the book of Job, people. Honestly, I'm saying this right now. I want you to read the book of Job sometime in this coming up week, from now until next Saturday. I want you to just read the book of Job. And a lot of you are going to relate to this, I guarantee it. If you maybe you already know the book of Job, but I'm telling you right now, telling you, book of Job is my life. The hardest thing was for me to tell him when he said he was taking the children. I said, you can't take what is not yours, but what they give you, you will take. Basically, it's their free will, people. That free will screws us up every time. I pray every day, Lord, take my free will. As you mold and sculpt me today and prune me, remove anything out of my life, and I surrender my free will back to you because I'm not capable of using it. Every time I use it, I screw it up. Is that reality for some people? I think so. I truly do. I truly do. I think we're, so to answer your question, I hope that answers it, Um, and I know some people get offended by when I say the GD stuff. You know, I remember a time in prayer and the Lord told me, He goes, why are you so asking my Father to bring more suffering onto you? I said, what are you talking about? He says, what you just said. I said, God damn it. You hear what he said? He's not a Christian. Stop judging me. Look in the mirror before you cast a stone. What did he say when they brought the woman that was caught in the act of adultery? Because they knew what the laws of Moses says, they should be stoned. And what did Jesus do? Pretty that thou who can take this and cast this stone without sin. Oldest to youngest, they disappeared. He looked up at it. He says, we're the ones that accuse you. She goes, there is no one. He said, nor shall I then. But go and do this no more, or worse can fall upon you. What is he? This demons out of your life, and you allow that vacancy sign to come back on. That one demon just brought 7 more back. So you got 8. If you cast those 8 out, they come back with 8 more because you already cast out 8. So they're going to bring their friends. So now you got 16 demons. You ever wonder when you're little and you got your imaginary friends and all this stuff? It's called the jinn, people. This thing is like what you call the skinwalkers, the shape changers, and all this kind of garbage. That's what they do. They become like your shadow. They become your friend, basically. That damn jinn knows you better than yourself. They are able to transform into animals, people. Don't believe me? I don't recommend looking it up. If you're not strong enough to stay strong, Lucifer's coming for you. He wants you people to look up. So that's why I said don't look it up. But I know some of you, curiosity is going to kill the cat, and it just may be the thing that kills you. I'm telling you not to do it. I'm telling you not to do it. I'm telling you not to look at the names of these demons. I can name off 5 of the most 5 powerful demons under Lucifer right now. It would probably blow your mind. Doesn't mean I'm the best of the best. I can name off presidents: George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, James Monroe, John Quincy Adams, Andrew Jackson, Martin Van Buren, William Henry Harrison, Zachary Taylor. You want me to go on? Just because I don't have the education of school doesn't mean I'm stupid. But people judge you. People go on there. How many of you that graduated can name off the first 5 presidents, like I just did? Does it mean I'm better than you? No, I'm not better than anybody else. Does it make me an expert in stuff? I believe in some things, yes. And I believe I can help a lot of people. But you got to be willing to listen. You got to be willing to want to change. You got to be willing to. It's hard, people. I know it's hard. I know it's hard when you're going through because you love. You got to understand the word love, though. You got to understand it in God's world, and you got to understand it in a demonic world. See, love in God's world, God so loved the world, He gave His only begotten Son. We know. Here's a good way of looking at it. If you look at love in your heart, God, okay. You look at your mind as Jesus talking to you, and you take in all those words, and you take in the red letters of the Bible, and you're listening to God, and now you connect your heart and your mind together. Tomorrow morning, I want you to get up and say, Father, you love me. I'm going to love as you have loved. Lord, help me give them the knowledge you said. Even if I go somewhere, you will give me the words. I'm going to connect these two together. I give you my free will and help me get through the day. Now, what happens is you can't sin, people, because if you're living like Christ and thinking like Christ and you're speaking like Christ and you're trying to let them illuminate out of you to show the both of them, and you love like Jesus, and you have God has loved us and gave us Him, Jesus, how are you going to sin when you're concentrating on both of them? If you do what you're doing now, watching porn, going in there, smoking dope, doing all this stuff, going into bars, going in here, jumping in multi beds, having a girl at home, having you understand what you're doing. Here's the possibilities to this: you can pregnate somebody else. Condoms don't always work, and birth control we know fails. So now you can pregnate somebody, and now you're busted. Or you could pick up a sexual disease this day and take it back to your spouse. Back either way, people, women or men. And now you just gave them that disease that they didn't deserve. Is that right? Is that fair? That should be a law. There should be a law against that. You should be able to sue the crap out of that person for making. What if you got AIDS or something and it becomes a death to you? Herpes, syphilis. I mean, there's so many damn diseases out there from sexual transmitted diseases, and you think this is great because you can hop in a bed because somebody. What would you do if you found out that that person you got in bed with, most of that stuff is fake? Would you care? You ever? My thing is, when you first start dating somebody, women are you doll yourselves up so beautiful. I'm telling you, makeup, the thing. My thing is, why? Because then all of a sudden they see you without makeup, and it's like, ooh. Because we look with our eyes first. You can't tell me if there was. Let's just take the handsome of all handsome people, and you throw someone like me in the middle of all this. Would you? Because this is going to look good on your arm. What if you did that and that person turned out to be the biggest asshole there is on the face of the earth? Or that person gets in an auto accident and smashes his face. And women, the same thing. What if they get scarred up? Men, are you then going to look at that woman in the same light? What if their hair falls out? What if they get cancer? Are you going to stick around or are you going to bolt? There's so many what ifs in life, people. What I'm saying is, eventually, even if you go off nothing but sight and what you're going to get out of this moment, you're never going to respect anything in your life. That's enough on relationships, but I'm just saying, for some reason, the Lord has me on that tonight. Caleb, I was going to stop doing these videos, and when I was honest to God, me God stopped my tongue if I'm lying, and may rip my tongue out and cast it to the lake of fire and cast me with it. I was thinking the other night, and I pulled up an old video, and I don't know why I messed over your time that you have spent on this channel, and man, I just respect you so much. I mean, honestly, you have come into the darkness, and you give me hope still. You give me that press on. And I sat there and I thought the other night when I was like, I'm done with this stinking YouTube and all this crap. I'm done with it. And then here I go falling across one of your comments on the video, and even now, um, you think me, man. I'm thanking you. I'm thanking you for just always being truth and just speaking. Nelson, man, that's you're going in the wrong direction or whatever. But you understand me now. You understand. That's why I call this a roller coaster, because I'm going to take your emotions all over the place. But That's all I ask. Just stay and listen. Don't jump off this channel and jump back on because you might have just missed something. See, that's what the enemy wants. The enemy doesn't want this type of stuff right here, this communication. And, I failed back in because back in the day, I said, I'm going to answer every single text. I sat there one time for 5 hours on this one video and I still could not answer everybody's questions. I never thought that this would turn into what it's turned into. So, I'm hoping it's working. All right, let me go back. See what we got. Consider yourself very loved. Amen. God is consuming fire. You know what? You're right. Technically, we all do deserve hell because we've sinned. God not only gives us salvation through Jesus Christ, He also is a God that is impossible, the God of the impossible. Miracles still happen. He's our provider. Trust Him. I am. Trust me. Esther, I don't know how else to tell you, but um, see, my life wasn't easy, and for me to trust God, I am trusting Him. I am trusting that He's not going to fail or He's not going to forsake us, because I don't know if I could deal with that right now. And that's another thing I'm fighting. You know, God, I need to see your hands right now. I need to see you like the day that you showed me hell when I stepped off that chair. I need to see something happen because I'm starting to doubt it. I'm starting to doubt all this stuff, you know, and it's not a coincidence I come on here tonight because I really needed to interact with somebody, something, but also try to, I guess with a better way I'm trying to put it is sometimes I need to take my own advice and my own words. But as long as I'm helping somebody, it just makes me feel good. You know, if somebody can get out of a relationship and see themselves as valued. Uh, it's not just a relationship, people. It's a relationship with God too. We 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 struggle with that because a lot of people think, well, I'll just pray to the Holy Spirit and I'm done. No, God wants your attention too. He wants that one-on-one interaction with you, the same as Jesus. So, um, I don't know why it keeps doing that. Let's see. Uh, I have he lost. Wait a minute. What? What am I missing here? I don't know. I'm missing something. Demons come back only because the house is empty and clean. This is why we need to eat the bread of life. I agree. I do communion all the time, and I ask God to examine me, and I ask for changes, the molding and the sculpting and the proof. One of my prayers is this, Lord Jesus, today I surrender my free will to you. Lead me and guide me down the pathway. Walk with me. Do not forsake me and lead me. But I know when I am there and I feel like I'm alone and I look back and only see one set of footprints, I know that you carried me through it. But I also know that God would not put me in nothing that He knows I can't handle. I see myself as a strong-willed person. I see myself as a person that does whatever I need to do to survive because that's all I know. I don't know the word flight. I just know fight. Um, but it's hard right now. Because I look at my wife and I just try to stay positive and I try to smile and I try to not show breakage because I don't want her to fear because she's a hell of a Christian. I mean, she really is. I mean, It's hard. It really is. I am. I mean, I showed you guys the tablets that I wrote in. I showed you the stuff that the Lord has given me. Um, sometimes you just get. I mean, look, people. I got all kinds of teachings and stuff that I've been putting together. There's a Bible verse up there. Second Timothy, I think. Whatever it is, you probably can see it better on your end. But take a minute, and read this. Great war is coming. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just giving you. Oh my gosh, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I understand what you're saying, Caleb. But I understand that you're correcting it too, because there might be somebody on here that's not a Christian that just trying to figure out life, and let's always hold on. Wow, man, it means a lot. You know, I try to respond to everybody if I possibly can, and like I said, sometimes like tonight, I really don't have like an agenda. I guess it's just basically coming on and just hoping somebody would talk tonight. I think we all need that at times. And, like I started off saying at the beginning of this, not everybody can afford a psychiatrist. The answer to that is Jesus. The answer is open up the Bible. But I'm still having problems trying to think, and it's kind of hard to read right now, and everything else. It's you know, eh, it's been a tough journey, and I believe I fought through this as much as I could. I am human, people. I mean, I'm scared. I really am. I mean, I and I understand maybe this is just that trial and that test that I got to go through, not by God putting me through it, but God allowing me to go through it. See, the enemy can't do anything to us unless God says it's okay. Look, read the book of Job. That's all I can say. Read the book of Job. I'm truly living that right now myself. I've read it over and over and over and over, and I know it's crazy, but it is. We are here for you. I appreciate that. I really do. I just thought of this: if both are in the same place, you go forward. But if one quits, you go in circles. I mean, reading the Bible. What? What am I missing here? Nelson, let's always hold on and think for okay, that's Caleb. We are here for you. And then you put, I mean, reading the Bible, Nelson, all in capital letters. Like, is that supposed to be like yelling at me? I mean, like, I mean, reading the Bible. I don't understand why you're putting that because I don't see where that came. We are here for you, and then you write, I mean, reading the Bible. You think I don't read the Bible? Is that what you're? I don't understand what you're trying to say there, because if that's the case, you're really mistaken. You're really mistaken. You don't know me because I do read the Bible. I mean, even when I got the television on down here and I'm writing notes and I'm going over stuff and writing down prayers and Jesus responding back to the prayers that I end up reading to you guys on here. I got a thing on there that has nothing but prayer time, and they repeat Bible verses and all kinds of stuff. I got audio when I drive. I used to listen to the preacher come on and do the audio preaching and stuff of the Bible and the scriptures. I don't just watch and listen to it. I actually dig into it. I meditate on the word. I go into that deep. I don't even know why I'm telling you all this. And that's my problem lately because I've been going through so much crap that I'm constantly defending myself. And and maybe I'm taking what you're saying wrong, but I don't know how else to take that. Because I was always told when somebody puts something on capital letters, it's yelling at you, screaming at you. You could be screaming, read the Bible. I could be screaming back to you, how much time do you put in prayer? How much time do you put in time to do with Jesus and spend that time, that quality time with him? How much time do you give the Father? Are you true? Because it says in the Bible, he's a jealous God. He wants that interaction with you. He wants that one-on-one time with you. Are you going to that secret place where it says so in there? Are you speaking in tongues? The tongue that he gave you? Everybody's tongue language, it might sound similar, but there's words in there that isn't similar because he gave you a special spiritual language. Dope lo neke me sha atikama. Beloshito me lakotrata pakina matore kisheta patalia kanama chitabochika. What does it mean? Don't know. What just comes? Because it's that spiritual time with God. I understand it all. I do understand it. I do understand not bowing down to the enemy. I do, but I'm human. I'm going through. I've been in pain nonstop. And this is what happens. It shoots up because I got 3 lower discs out. It shoots up my spine. It comes through my spine, around my forehead, right over to here. And this pressure gets so bad. It got so bad one night, if it wasn't for my dog licking me, I had a screwdriver in my hand. I was going to take my freaking eyeball out because the pressure builds so bad. Then it shoots down and goes across my right hip, goes straight down into my leg, straight down into my calf. Like right now, my calf feels like somebody is burning it from the inside out. I've been dealing with this for almost 17 straight months. I fall, I hit my head, I've had concussions, now I had a stroke, and I don't know how to take that. I don't know how to take this. I'm done. I'm done for the night. I'll be back tomorrow, guys.